of Russia-US peace plan, minus the Europe, has set alarms, bells ringing from Brussels to Stockholm. Talk of war with Russia has gone mainstream. Western intelligence agencies and defense chiefs are warning of a looming confrontation, but the panic is entirely one-sided, as Russia remains silent, steady, and fully prepared. In one of the most alarming statements yet, Swedish Chief of Defense General Michael Claesson told Politico that Russia is prepared to take enormous strategic risks to test NATO, even Article 5. His words set off shockwaves across Europe, exposing just how frightened Western militaries have become.
Russia is prepared to take enormous strategic risks to test NATO.
The urgency of the first question comes from the public statements, including from Germany, Denmark, Finland, the Netherlands, and from our region, that Putin can be ready to test Article 5 during the next 2 or 4 years before 2030.
Rather than displaying strength, Baltic officials openly admit they fear NATO may not defend them if Russia moves. Claesson warns that Europe could face a generational conflict, not a short-term crisis. An admission that the West is unsettled, while Russia is already trained by years of real battlefield experience.
The collective West is in a systemic conflict with Russia that will take a generation to solve.
If Russia wins, a scenario by Carlo Massala, the well-known German analyst, who is also a professor in Bundeswehr University, presents a threatening scenario when NATO fails to agree on how to react when Narva is occupied. I don't want to elaborate on Carlo Massala's scenario, but defending the Baltics means to be ready for different scenarios.
Hybrid attack claims, GPS interference, drones, border incidents, every event is now seen in Europe as a sign of Russian escalation. But to analysts, it reflects something else. NATO and the EU are terrified, reacting to possibilities, while Russia stays unbothered, confident, and already battle-hardened.
We shall face the aggression of a Russian battle-tested army, which is now much stronger than it was back in February 2022.
Kubilius goes further, saying Ukraine's integration into the EU is not just for Kyiv, but for Europe's own safety. Europe cannot defend itself without Ukraine, he admits, a stunning revelation of weakness that Russia never bothered to conceal in itself.
Baltic defense can be built only together with Ukraine and together with the whole frontier region.
Instead of strategy, Europe is obsessing over what Russia might do. Germany warns of war by 2028, Lithuania warns of minutes from big casualties, and Claesson claims polarized Western politics have become a candy shop for Russia. Meanwhile, Russia offers no threats, only capability.
The only language Russia understands is force.
Day X has now become a Western fear narrative, not a Russian one. The louder NATO talks, the clearer the divide becomes. Europe anticipates war for a generation, while Russia, already prepared, remains calm, silent, and ready to face anyone.